About dilations. Yesterday we did scale factor. We learned how to find the new dimensions or the new size of a picture, and we also learned how to find the scale factor if you need to do that. So today we're going to do the same thing, but we're doing this on a graph. So to dilate a figure on a coordinate plane, you're going to multiply the x value and the y by whatever your scale factor is. You're only going to multiply. All right, so in the next part, go ahead and pause it because I need you to answer this question. I want to see if you remember what happens when your scale factor is less than 1. And then I want you to tell me if you remember when the scale factor is more than 1. So I said it opposite. So this is greater than 1 and this is less than 1. Go ahead and fill that in your Google form. Pause it, and then we're going to go to example 1. Okay, so example 1, we're going to complete this table by finding the new coordinate place. So anytime we're going to find the new, and you see the word dilations, you're always going to multiply that scale factor. And they gave you your scale factor. My scale factor is 1/3. That's like 33 cents. So the next thing you're going to do is ask yourself, is this going to become larger or smaller? Because it's smaller than 1, it's going to be a reduction. All right, also notice these are your original points. This is your new points. We went from 6 to 2. That means that the numbers are getting smaller. That matches because the scale factor is smaller than 1. All right, so again, we're going to multiply our original times our scale factor. We're going to so if you see that first example, all we did right here is we got the original x multiplied by the scale factor, and that's what got me my new x value. Then we got our original y value. We multiply that by times 1/3, and that gave me my new y. Okay, and I'm going to do this with you as well. Again, just a reminder, when you see the little primes, that means those are your new pictures. All right, so we go look at point B. We have 6 times my scale factor. I'm going to put a comma. So 6 times 1/3, I'm going to go to my Desmos. And I'm going to do 6 times 1/3. It's going to be 2. So my new order pair is 2. All right, my next, so this is the x and this is the y. So the y value is 9. I'm going to multiply it times the scale factor. So I'm going to do 9 times 1/3. All I'm going to do here, guys, is take away the 6 and put the 9. So it's 3. So then I'm going to put my new y value is 3. So that's my new ordered pair. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the next one. So my x is 3 times my 1/3. Okay, 3 times 1/3 is going to be 1. That's my new x. And then my original y is 6 times my scale factor. And I already did it here, which is 2. So I'm going to put my 2 here. Or you can multiply it again. So this side right here is my new ordered pairs. Okay, that's the copy of the original one. And if I compare, all the numbers did get smaller. So that means that I did that right. Okay, so now we're going to graph them. We're going to graph the points, and we're going to label them. So I'm going to start out with the original one. The original 8 is 6/3, so I'm going to put 6. So remember, this is your x and this is your y. I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go to 6 up to 3. I'm going to go ahead and label that A. That's my original one. B is 6, 9. So 6 and go all the way to 9. 6 and 9. So 6 all the way to 9. That is point B. And C is 3, 6. So 3 and 6. That's C. So this is my original triangle. So now I'm going to do my new triangle, which is the new order pairs that I found out. So A prime is 2, 1. So 2, 1, and I'm going to label that A prime. B prime is 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 is B prime. And C is 1 and 2. And I'm going to have to move that letter. So 2 and 1 and 2. So 1 and 2. So this is A prime, this is C prime. So my original is this one, and my new is the smaller one. So it's definitely a reduction. It's a lot smaller than the original. So all we're doing is it's applying our scale factor to find the new ordered pairs and drawing the pictures. All right, so let's go to question 2. Let's make a little note right here. So on this one, all we did was find the new image, or the new ordered pairs. Okay, because then in a little bit we're going to find our scale factor, or find the rule. So to find the scale factor, we did this yesterday. It's also called your rule. Either one means the same thing. We have to use, to dilate the shape, you must divide the new by the old. And so I used this formula yesterday. I wrote down scale factor equals my new divided by my old. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. It just looks a little bit different on this paper. Okay, so the first thing I need you to identify is to tell me who is my original and who is my new triangle. Again, my new has the apostrophe, so I'm going to go ahead and label that new. The original just has the original letters, so I'm going to label original. Or old, means the same thing. So I'm going to write old. All right, now, did the picture get bigger or smaller? I went from the original to the new, and it got smaller. So I'm going to make a note that my scale factor has to be smaller than the number 1. Okay, so we're going to follow the steps we did yesterday. We're going to write scale factor equals new over the old. And then I'm going to use my ordered pairs. So it doesn't really matter which ordered pair you use as long as it's a pretty point. I noticed that this one's not a pretty point, so I'm not going to use a V. The U is good and the W is good. For this one, I'm just going to go ahead and use the U. Okay, so I'm going to start with my new one. My new one is the U prime. So I'm going to write U prime. That point is 2 and 1. So I'm going to put 2, 1. My old, or the original, is 4 and 2. So I'm going to write U is 4 and 2. This is your X and this is your Y. Guys, you only need one of them. That's all you need. Either the X values or the Y values. So I'm just going to use my X values. And so my new over my old is going to be 2 over 4. If I simplify that, that's going to be 1/2. So my scale factor is 1/2. If I look over here, it says write the rule. So my rule is 1/2 times the X and 1/2 times the Y. And then we said that it was going to be less than 1. So is 1/2 less than 1? Yes. Okay, so for here, this is how to find the scale factor. So for this one, they gave us the scale factor. Oopsie. They gave us the scale factor. We're looking for the new image. Now for this part, you have to find the scale factor. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more with you, and then you're going to do 1 on your own. Okay, so triangle JKL is graphed on the coordinate plate, but you don't see it. They just give you the ordered pairs. They told you is dilated, so that's a keyword. You're going to multiply. And they also give you the scale factor. Okay, so that's a good thing. So I'm going to write scale factor equals 1.2. That means it's going to get larger. They want me to find my new. of the L. Okay, so I know that the L point is right here. So I'm going to write down L is 1, -3. And they want me to find the nu, and they gave me the scale factor. So to find my nu, I'm going to have to multiply the x value by 1.2 and the y value by 1.2. So I know that 1 times 1.2 is going to be 1.2. That's my nu. X value. So I know that the first number should say 1.2. That doesn't have it. Maybe, but it's a negative. Then I'm going to do -3 times 1.2. So -3 times 1.2, and that's -3.6. So my new ordered pairs is going to be this one. So just be careful with those negatives because the B looks similar, but it wasn't. So again, just always know if you're looking for your scale factor or if you're looking for the nu. Look for those keywords. Also, this looks like it was a lot, but I was able to see that they're looking for that L, and that's the reason I chose the L point. All right, you will do answer question 4, and that is just like question 2 that we did together. Okay, and I'm going to do example 5. Because this one, it's the same thing, but it kind of puts the two things that I just taught you together. So again, they're telling you you're going to dilate something, so I know I have to multiply. Okay, they gave me a scale factor. My scale factor is smaller than 1, so now I'm going to have to reduce it. And so to find the nu, they told you this is the original. And because they did give you your scale factor, all you have to do is multiply times 1/4, multiply 16 times 1/4 to get your new x value and your new y value. So go ahead and submit both of your answers for 4 and 5 in your Google form.